every day is a new surprise of what's gonna be my office today, and I really put my freedom on the top of my priority list because that's what makes me happy. In the same sense, a lot of adaptability, flexibility, like being able to adapt to any kind of situation, being able to respect the culture you're in.
Digital Nomad's most trusted one-stop shop travel bestie. Make your move.
Welcome to Nomadify On Air, the place that takes you on a journey to learn the world of remote working and to understand the lifestyle of digital nomads in hopes to inspire you to escape the 9 to 5. This is Bernadette, your host and the founder of Nomadify, and live with me here today in the island of Gods, Bali, Indonesia, is Nadia from France.
Hey.
How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm so good. We are so delighted to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Nadia, can you tell our viewers something about you and what do you do as a digital nomad?
So I am working as a marketing freelance and copywriter here in Bali. I arrived like 6 months ago now, and I am thinking on completely changing my career actually at the moment.
Okay.
So I just built my company recently, and I am starting a e-commerce business.
Okay.
And I would also like to have a business here in Indonesia about real estate.
Amazing, amazing. We love women in marketing.
Cool.
Another girl boss. How did you become like a digital nomad or an entrepreneur, and what inspired you to pursue this lifestyle?
When I finished my master degree, I did some internship and apprenticeship, and I knew very soon that I didn't want to have this 9-5 life.
Okay.
Of working in a company the whole day, not having enough time to do the things you love and that makes you happy because you're too busy working, and after working you have to do your groceries, cook, shower, clean your place. So yeah, this was definitely not the type of life I was dreaming of. So after my studies, I tried to find what kind of job I was able to do with my studies that would allow me to have the life I was dreaming of.
Okay.
So yeah, freelance comes very easily, and it's very good because everyone needs marketing.
I agree.
And everyone needs a copywriter. So yeah, I just choose what I was doing for that. So for many years, I built my life, my work life, to be able to get the life I really wanted to have. But now I see it differently. I'm almost 30 now, and I really feel I want to do something that makes more sense. And I finally found a place where I want to stay, which is Bali.
Amazing.
Because before that I lived in many countries in the world, many places. I was constantly moving after 6 months or 1 year.
Okay.
And I'm really happy because I never found somewhere where I was like, I want to stay.
You
I
found
always
where you
wanted
belong.
to. Yeah, I always wanted to leave, and it's the first time I want to stay. So.
Amazing, amazing. And I am so happy that you already like found something you love and something that's like purposeful in your journey. So, curious question: before you even take the leap in doing this lifestyle, would you say you had it all figured out, or you just picked things up along the way?
No, it's very hard to have everything already sorted out. It came along the way, but I was really driven by my dreams and what was a priority for me. And this helps because when you have a goal, you just go and things just happen all along the way. And also you meet people.
Amazing.
You meet amazing people that have been through that or know someone or whatever. It's really important. It's like in any business you need a network. And this is because people help you and tell you and guide you somehow. And this is very helpful. So no, definitely I didn't have everything sorted out.
I agree. I think you're the 13th person I asked this question, and they all said they didn't all figure out. They just learned things along the way. So yeah, that's very inspiring for those who still hesitant to pursue these things. So yeah. Next question would be, what challenges have you faced remotely or working in a different country as an expat, and how have you overcome it?
I would say that the hardest challenges, or more in a social social dimension, because like when you work, most likely you're alone or you do your own things, but then you also need to leave and you need to have a circle around you, a social circle that makes you alive and makes you feel happy and makes you feel that you belong where you are. And I would say that in certain parts of the world, it can be challenging to connect on a deeper level with local people, with people that are from the country you're living in. I would say that the hardest part, because when I live somewhere, I don't want to be surrounded only by expat.
Okay.
You know,
I agree.
if I'm living in a country, it's because I like that country and I like everything about it. If I want to be surrounded by expat, I would just stay in Europe or in America. Or so I would say that the challenging part for me was to see that certain people in certain country will not accept you in a sense that they will never get close to you on a deeper level.
Okay.
You will always be a tourist, or no matter how long you live there. This is hard.
I agree. It's gonna be like surface level kind of connection.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. So I know we already tapped into this earlier, and I know this island has its own charm, but why Bali among other places?
So Bali was actually a good surprise. I was in Brazil before coming to Bali. I came to Bali 5 years ago. I didn't like it
Okay.
because I came on holiday and it was really touristic for me. But after Brazil, I was looking for somewhere to go, and I didn't want to move so much. So I was like, I need to spend 6 months somewhere. So I was just thinking, okay, I want somewhere where I can surf, where I can dive, where I can work, meaning infrastructure that make easy to work, like good Wi-Fi and good places, and people like me. I want a network of entrepreneurs working, building, creating. I really wanted to be surrounded by inspiring people.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah. And Bali is like the obvious answer. So I decided to give another chance to Bali, and I was like, it's just going to be a few months. I can see if I like it or not. And I ended up loving it. and now I really want to stay.
Fell in love with the process.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's so cool. So having this said, what would you think would be what was the impact of working remotely in your personal life?
It gives me a lot of freedom because I can work anywhere in the world, but also anywhere in Bali, anywhere in Canggu.
Right.
So every day is a new surprise of what's going to be my office today, and I really love that. We were just talking about that earlier. That yeah, it's just super cool, you know, like when you work in a company and you have your 9 to 5, like the office is always the same,
Predictable.
yeah,
Exactly.
and it's such a freedom to like being able to work from anywhere.
You perfectly worded it. Like life is just surprising you each day. It's like
Yeah.
unraveling you. Amazing. This is a bit controversial, but how do you see dating and relationships with this type of lifestyle?
I would say that it's a lot of compromises. So it's either someone that has the same lifestyle as you,
Love that. Yeah.
and then that will work because any compromise will just be about a country, for example. So it's like a lovely compromise. If it's with someone that lives somewhere where you don't want to live, this is really hard, and I think it will depend of both people and what are their priority and the intensity of the relationship, I guess. I really put my freedom on the top of my priorities because
Okay.
that's what makes me happy. And I just consider that it's just easier if you meet someone that have the
The same lifestyle.
yeah,
I
make it
agree.
much easier.
That's true. You can just like, even you're living in Canggu or the person is living in Ubud, it's still 1 hour.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
long distance relationship.
It is.
That's true. What would you advise to aspiring digital nomads, that's like our viewers, and what do you think is the skill that they need to learn to get into this lifestyle?
First of all, it's a lot of adaptability. It's like being able to navigate in any kind of environment, which can be like just talking about being on a beach or in a mountain or in like middle of nowhere or in a huge city, but also what kind of country, what type of culture, what type of continent you're in, because it can be challenging, especially if you do that alone. In the same sense, a lot of adaptability, flexibility, like being able to adapt to any kind of situation, being able to respect the culture you're in and not wanting to live your Western life, because you also need to compromise with where you are and being respectful, otherwise it makes no sense. Yeah, I think that's the most important, and also the ability of constantly renew yourself, and make sure you're not going in a spiral where you lose yourself, because this can happen as well.
Amazing. Those are like soft skills, but what I love the most about what you said is the respecting the culture. Like especially right now, there's a lot of like issues with people being deported because they didn't immerse their culture. So it's a must if you like want to be successful in doing the digital nomad lifestyle.
Completely.
Moving on to our last question. If you will give your old self before you became a digital nomad one piece of advice, what would you tell her?
Go for it. Like whatever your dream is, just go for it, because if you dream big, you're gonna end up doing something huge, for sure. There's no limit. Everything is possible, and just go for what you want and what you love. That's the most important.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Can you help our viewers? How can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is nads_ea, NADS_EA, and drop me a DM.
Also, your upcoming business. Do you have a website? Where they can...
Not yet. It's like everything in construction.
Okay.
I'm also working on a clothing brand here in Bali, I'm working on it for now, so I'll communicate later.
No problem. So you can follow her on Instagram in the meantime, and for sure there will be an announcement. Thank you so massive. Thank you, Nats, for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode.
Learn a skill that can either save someone their time, save their money, or make them money. So that's the value. And it's important to have some sort of vision of how you want your life to be in the future, but it's not overly critical that you have each step laid out. Your vision should act more as a guideline. In life you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and from those mistakes you're going to learn.